And now, the middle class is slowly shrinking and becoming just like everyone else, just like the working class and some of the poor. Because the working class is shrinking too, and the working class are becoming closer and closer to the poor people. The middle class are coming closer to the working class people, and the upper class are the only ones that are continually getting richer. As how it's always been really throughout society, throughout history, throughout generations. Like it's always been this way.
It's a bit silly.
It's like even during the pandemic, we saw the largest transference in wealth in recent history. If you see what I mean, most of the multi-billionaires, I'm talking billionaires, not millionaires, but multi-billionaires, are the ones who got richer. You know what I mean? Exponentially richer. You know? So it's
that's what I mean. It needs to be controlled.
Yeah.
Like I think, like if you had maximum wage,
yeah.
you'd only have 3 classes of people.
Yeah.
I'm confident about that. You know, I'm very confident that maths. That if you put maximum wage somehow, minimum wage, things would be. People would be happier. I think. You know, because some people get too much.
Yeah.
If you know what I think. I think. You know, and it's no good being a rich man, all right, when there's lots of poor people being around you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to be a rich man, and there's 1,000 poor people living around me.
Oh yeah, same.
You know, and I'm going up the shop, all right, and I've got money. Do you know what I mean? I feel, you know, I'd have to give, you know. Do you know what I mean?
But the trouble is with me is that I would help everybody.
Yeah, same here.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because if I was the only rich person and everyone else, like, okay, if I become super successful, mate, right? Super successful. I'm talking like multi-millionaire with my music and everything that I'm doing right now, in the process of doing. If I become super wealthy off of doing these things plus our podcast and everything else. I don't do badly for myself, but I'm talking multi-billionaire status. If I become like that, mate, you can guarantee I'm going back to even Barbados.
That'd be nice. I'll come with you.
And helping out people from my community that I used to grow up in, all people that I know, people that I got love for. You know what I mean? Like I go and bless people. Right? I've just got that kind of heart, mate. I would just want to go and bless people because if you got multi millions, I'm talking multi-millions, anything like upwards of 20 upwards, anything upwards of 20 million upwards is multi-billion really, and you can afford to bless people. You can give away a couple of million, and that's not going to bother you for the rest of your life. If you see what I mean, you know, you can bless everyone around you. As soon as you get that kind of money, you can bless everyone, and then the rest of your money, the rest of the money that you've got is for you. And you can't really spend that money in your lifestyle, in your life, unless you're being, you know, ridiculous with it and being, you know, stupid, not having any common sense and financial kind of, you know,
I think there's different attitudes, you know, like there's good hearts out there and there's bad hearts out there. Simple. You know what I mean? There's people that got no interest or they don't want to help anyone basically. Well, they don't even know to help themselves. Do you know what I mean? They don't even know to love themselves, these people, some people.
Yeah.
You know, but you get rich people, right, are quite rude, some people, right, but then you get rich people that are quite kind. Do you know what I mean?
I've met both. I've met both kinds in my life.
Very kind and helpful and very pleasant people, yeah.
I remember this rich guy that used to come and stay at the hotel that I used to work at. He was very wealthy gentleman. He used to stay in like one of the very luxury suites in the hotel that I used to work in, and he would tip every single, like, you know, I mean heavily, like whenever he would have a meal, whenever, like, you know, whenever he, you know, even the man that, you know, even even the guy that took his suitcases up to the room for him, you know what I mean, all this, every single person that he came across, he was polite, respectful, and would give them a very large tip for simple things. Oh, I want some room service. Okay, deliver the food. Here's $150. You know, here's $150 tip. You know, just for delivering that food, which you would have had to done anyway, because that's your job. If you see what I mean. So and I've also met the ones that are very rude, very arrogant, very.
So have I.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to do removals, you know, and I mean that's how I met you.
You must have met loads of people in your.
Well, even one time, because I lost my whole home.
Yeah.
Like I said, my wife divorced me.
Yeah.
I was kicked out of my house. I couldn't really get near my children either. You know, really difficult time. Yeah. But then suddenly I met a billionaire family, you know, and they were really kind. You know what I mean, I told them my story that I just lost my house, and they kindly gave me their beautiful 3-bedroom house on water.
Houseboat.
in Canary Wharf, you know, in London, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden it felt like I was a millionaire, to be honest with you, do you know what I mean? I can't put, you know, can't explain it.
Can't believe it.
There you go, you know, he saved my life, I feel, okay? Because I feel like if I didn't meet that guy, I don't think I might have not been here today, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't know where my life would have got. It's quite strange, isn't it, when you meet someone, you know, and then they alter your life completely.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Because, you know, he asked me, he said, do you want to go and live on my boat? And I looked at a picture and I thought, wow. And I said, well, I got nothing else, yes please, you know, and I took his keys, you know, and now I was there.
Yeah.
And I took my children there for a few holidays, do you know what I mean? It was, this boat cost 1.1 million when it was first made, do you know what I mean? And, you know, it's just like a dream, you know, it looked like a James Bond.
Have you got any, like, pictures of, like, the whole boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to show me one, mate. Because I think I've seen pictures of you on the boat and like the inner parts of the boat.
Yeah,
I haven't actually seen like a full length.
Well, I've got them on my computer, all sorts. You know, do you know what I mean?
You have to show me. Yeah.
But yeah, it looked like James Bond. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Black tinted windows. It looked like a swan.
Yeah.
But it is the most beautiful boat there.
Oh wow.
And I just couldn't believe that I had that kind of luck.
Yeah.
After losing
everything.
And I lived there rent free for 1.25 years, do you know what I mean? And it helped build my confidence slowly, you know. And I was
get you back on your feet.
But not just that, all the people living in the boats, I started getting to know them pretty quickly, and they started having parties every weekend, little barbecues and all that. They're inviting me there, do you know what I mean? They're inviting my children there. They want to come back to my boat and have a look, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't my boat, you know. You know, they thought it was my boat, you know, but it wasn't, if you see what I mean. It was a nice feeling, you know, because I felt like I was a homeless man living like a rich man also.
Yeah, quite strange, yeah.
I mean, this marina was opened up by the Queen herself, do you know what I mean? And it was electric gates getting in, you know, it was very posh. And I was just so lucky, you know, like I say, it helped build my confidence up. And the people that I met there, it sort of gave me marriage therapy, you know, because I was telling people about, you know, what's just happened to me. Going on about it maybe too much, if you see what I mean, because it was devastating to me, you know, and it was on my mind all the time. And they would say, oh, you know, they just took me away from it in a kind of way, into a different world, and took me, you know, just help give me confidence to get myself back on my own feet again, basically, which I did. And that's why I'm here today, do you know what I mean? I don't live on that boat anymore, you know, because he sold it about 1.5 years, you know, when I was on it about 1.5 years and he sold it.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't get as much for it, mind you.
Oh, of course, yeah.
He only got 100,000 for it,
Is that all? Wow.
Yeah, but, I mean, it was worth that when it was first made in 1965, and that was the year I was born as well. And this boat actually belonged to an Arab prince.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. When it is specially made for an Arab prince, that's the truth. You know, it had a gold plate in it and everything saying that, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was a very, very lucky man. You know, so, you know, I almost lost all my confidence when my ex-wife did what she did, that I took my life away. Do you know what I mean? It was just difficult for me to want to start all over again in a funny way, you know. And because it took me a number of years to build up my life with my ex-wife, you know. We lived in 5 different homes together. And then you get a sofa, washing machine, everything, you know, and you go through, you know, virtually, I felt like I got everything with her at the end. A nice house, nice garage, everything, beautiful garden. And then we had it for 3 years, and then as soon as I'd done it up, you know, because I worked really hard on it, she snatched it away from me. Like, just like that, you know, and there's nothing I could do about it, do you know what I mean? Because there's a police were all on our side, do you know what I mean? And it's horrible, you know, losing everything that you worked your heart out for, if you see what I mean.
Of course, yeah.
And losing it just like that, you know. And you know that you're not, you know, a lovely person. You know that you were trying your best with children. You know that you were taking them to school, telling them stories nearly every night.
Yeah.
But what can you do? It's a wicked world we're living in, and it's full of temptations out there.
For sure.
You know, so that's why I forgive my wife. Do you know what I mean? My ex-wife, that is, for what she's done to me. But to be honest with you, now I look back, I think she's done me a favour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the funny thing. You know, it nearly took my life, but now I think she done me a favour, because my life's just, funny enough, just got better and better. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Slowly, you know, sort of. It's taken a bit of time, you know,
but healing takes time.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to say, I'm getting happier every year.
Yeah.
Every month that goes by, I'm feeling happier again, you know, because, I mean, I think even when I was married, I was finding it very difficult to be happy.
Yeah.
With a wife that didn't appreciate anything, you know, and all that, you know, and it kind of like fell apart. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
You know, and I think this happens to a lot of people, doesn't it? Not just me.
Yeah.
But we had 2 beautiful children together, you know, and it's a shame really for them, you know, because I think like at the end of the day the children suffer, you know, they lose their family in a funny way, you know, like I've not seen my daughter for a long time now, you know. It was basically, I took her to Canary Wharf a couple of times, then I had custody here for roughly 2 years, and then she was about 8 years old, and then my ex-wife took the custody away.
Okay.
And then I couldn't get it back, you know. I didn't know strong enough how to get my, you know, which isn't silly really, isn't it, that you got to fight for your own children.
I know, it's crazy, yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. You know, it's not like, you know, I'm not, I love my children with my heart, but you've got to go to court and...
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, hard, you know, that's the world we're living in, you know, that you know, you love your own children and you got to go to court to try and get them.
I know, crazy, yeah.
Like they belong to someone else.
Yeah, yeah. It's a mad world we're living in, mate.
Yeah.
You know? According to Shaggy. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing that I just want to touch on very briefly because it was on my mind just now. So also, sometimes people mistake people's confidence for arrogance, and it's not always the case. Sometimes people aren't always arrogant, they're just extremely confident people. There is a difference, yeah? There's a big difference between someone who has a lot of self-belief in themselves and a lot of self-determination and a lot of self-confidence and is very aware of that, if you see what I mean. There are a lot of us out there. I can say I think I am also kind of one of those type of people, you know what I mean, to a degree, where I'm very confident, if you see what I mean, in you know, in what I know I can achieve if I put my mind to it. Like anyone else, you know, we're all human and we, you know, all got, you know, most of us got the same ability to achieve the same kind of things in life. So yeah, don't always mistake people's confidence. Don't always misconstrue. Sorry, is the word I was looking for. People's confidence for arrogance, because it's not always the case. Sometimes people are just confident in themselves and they know what they want in life and they know where they're going and they, you know, they're focused on the direction in which they're trying to, you know, head towards. You know, and I think sometimes people can misunderstand those people. Sometimes, if you see what I mean, think that they're arrogant, but they're not actually. You know.
I know what you mean.
Could be actually really nice people. They're just really self-determined and they're not willing to let anyone or anything kind of stop them. If you see what I mean.
I really do think there's just 2 different types of people. There's, like, say, good hearts and bad hearts. You know, and what I mean by that is like some people are not educated.
Yeah.
You know, they're not educated how to love or how to respect or all those kind of things. You know. But some people are.
Yeah.
And it don't matter whether you're rich, poor, whatever, or whatever job you're doing, you know, you've got one heart or the other. You're either educated or you're not. You know, I'm lucky, I just feel like I've not had, as you've heard, I've not had a perfect life, whatever. But I feel like I'm educated more than a lot of people out there. Like, for instance, some people are rude or they talk too much, or you know, they talk a lot of rubbish and things like that, you know, but I just know that I'm a little bit more advanced than most people, a little bit. I'm not rude, I know what respect is, I know how to respect people, I know how to be quiet and all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I know these things, and it's about knowing those kind of things, to understanding how to treat other people in a funny way.
Yeah, true.
You know? I mean, I'm still learning, as I've said before, you know, I'm more, you know, like 5 years' time I'm going to be more intelligent.
Yeah.
That's what I think, you know, or I'm hoping to be.
Yeah.
I'm striving myself to become a better person. I feel like confidence is a lot to do with happiness as well. Being a happy being. Like I said, I've not always been a happy being, you know, like, as I said, when my wife first pushed me out, I did felt like I had nothing anymore, do you know what I mean? It kind of hurt me and blew me away, and I didn't know where I was anymore. I got kind of lost. I felt unhappy, you know, and then, as I said, I went to Canary Wharf in that beautiful boat, and that started giving me a little bit of hope and happiness. You know,
yes,
and confidence and so on. And like I say, I feel like I might be wrong, you know, but because I met that guy on a removal, just like I met you on a removal once, didn't I? And I've met a lot of people on removals, you know. I've met doctors, I've met policemen.
Yeah, all walks of life.
Yeah, honestly,
I can imagine.
You know, I've done literally thousands of removals in my past, honestly, you know, and I've met so many people that I can just see really that some people kind of like give you a tip even if they ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Some people don't give you a tip when they got thousands of money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a complicated. All kinds of people are different out there.
Yeah, but it's so true, isn't it? Because like I've
some
always been
organised,
even times when like I'm not wealthy, I'm not super wealthy or anything now, but I do relatively well for myself, thankfully. But even when I didn't have it, like even when I didn't, like I'm not saying I've got it now, but I'm just saying even when I didn't have it, I still used to tip. Like you said, even if it was a small tip, like even when I go to the barber shop, I always leave a tip. Even if someone delivered my food to my house, if I order some food and they come to deliver my food to my house, I'm going to leave a tip. If you see what I mean. If I go to a restaurant, and have a nice meal, I'm going to leave a tip. Well, okay, when it comes to a restaurant type of setting, the food isn't the only contributor to leaving a tip. Let's say with a restaurant type of setting, it's a different type of environment, if you see what I mean. Because if you go in there and you have a bad customer service experience because of someone that you've been greeted by or dealt with, the staff, if there was bad customer service, regardless of whether or not the food was good or not, you've already had a bad experience, if you get what I'm saying. So sometimes that would make you hesitant, sometimes maybe to possibly leave a tip, if you see what I mean. You know, you might pay for your bill, but you might, you know. But as long as everything goes smoothly and swimmingly, if you see what I mean, you get, you know, decent customer service, that you would, you know, just good general customer service and good food, you want to leave a tip.
But I mean,
it makes you want to.
When I did my removals, you know, I didn't expect a tip. You know, but I worked really hard, and it was always nice when somebody gave you a tip at the end of the day, you know, because I mean, the guy that I used to work with didn't pay me a lot of money, you know. I think he was only paying me £6 an hour or something, do you know what I mean?
He was a tighter.
And it's ever so tight, really, you know. But there you go. But anyway, I enjoyed doing it, you see, you know, because I did it for my own purposes. You see, I did it for, I like keeping myself fit, you know, so I looked at it as a weight training exercise. So it's good getting paid for doing something like that, and it was really nice meeting different people. I think it's really good to meet different people because you get some sort of understanding, I suppose, you know, after a while. I feel like I've got good customer service, really, you know, I'm good. I know how to deal with different types of people. If you see what I mean.
And that helps.
Yeah, you know, like if they are, some people you go in houses, alright, I lived their bed up, alright, and they got like vibrators on the bed, condoms and all kinds, you know. I've come on, you know,
come across all sorts of shit, I can imagine.
But sometimes I walk in a house, alright, and they're not even organised, or they've not packed anything or anything when they should have done. Do you know what I mean? You know, they should have got it already, but they haven't. You know, because they've been doing other things like watching telly or something. You know, there's all kinds of people. It's quite funny, and that's why I liked about removals, because you know, I didn't know where I was going in the morning. Well, sometimes I did. He'd sort of say, "We're starting at 5 because we've got a long distance one, whatever," and I'd just go in the van, go to sleep, wake up, kind of thing when we're there. Get out of the van, you know, so and I'm meeting someone.
Just out of curiosity.
And they're making me a cup of tea and a bacon sandwich and things like that, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, would he pay you from the moment that he picked you up in the morning? Oh, from the time he picked you up. Okay, I was just checking. I hope he wasn't just paying you for the actual work while you're working, like doing your physical. Okay.
No, he'd pick me up from down here.
So he'd pay you for the whole day.
Yeah.
From the moment that he picks you up, till you kind of get back, kind of thing. Yeah.
Literally, as soon as I'm in his van, I'm getting paid. You know
okay, that's all right then. Because I was gonna say, if he was a real tight bugger and literally only paying you for your labour.
Well, that's why apparently that's why he's only paying me £6 an hour, because sometimes I was doing like
travel.
16 hour, 18 hour, 20 hour a day sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd work out a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, so he sometimes worked hard, long hours. Mm. But like I say, it was good fun, because sometimes, you know, like if I say, for instance, go to London, that'd take 2 hours to go, so I knew that I was going to get 2 hours nap.
Yeah.
And I was confident with my job, you see, because I've been doing it for a number of years, you know, and with removals, you know, like I didn't do any driving, right, but I just done the sleeping and the van packing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, not many people like the van packing, all right. It's a job that you got to learn how to do in a funny way, you know, like packing mirrors and things like that. You just know you need to know how to pack. You know, and it took me a long time to learn, really, sort of to do it.
The art.
Well, the art, you know, I mean, always been pretty strong, or whatever, you know, but I got very skillful at what I'd done. You know, and people used to call me Tetris and things like that, because I just used to sort of just get rid of
the boxes.
I just knew where, you know, I just knew how to get a 3-bedroom house in a 3-ton van, basically.
Yeah.
You know, I was an expert at it, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I made the odd mistake, you know. Yeah. We all do, you know. But I've got a good balance on me. You see,
Have you ever broken anything super expensive?
Yeah.
Like
Tiffany glass that made a woman cry.
Wow.
You know.
How much do you reckon it was worth?
Don't know, I shouldn't say, but
she
was upset about it, you know, but it wasn't my, you know, I packed it in the van, but it's where he stopped suddenly, you know, and it all crashed in a kind of way, you know, but still I should have packed it a bit better to prevent that from happening, you know.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean, you know, it is a very, very skillful job, and like the other people would not really want to do it, you know, they'd rather me do it. If you see what I mean, it's kind of like I had the confidence to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew how to do it.
Because done it a few times.
Well, it's easy to me. Well, even though it's quite a hard job at times, you know, but it's still easy. And I mean, it's like any job you do, you know. I think, like, even if you're a policeman or a doctor, it takes you a number of years to get confident at that job.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Feeling that you're comfortable and all that, you know, confident.
Yeah.
That you can do the job with a smile, basically.
Ah, yeah, true, yeah.
You know, I think confidence is a lot to do with
practice.
Just knowing that you can do it.
But practice builds confidence, doesn't it? You know, the more you do something, the more confident you become at doing it. It's like, let's say cards. Let's just say random example. The more you play poker, let's say for example, the better you're going to become at it. You know, and you become more confident because you know you're getting better.
I think you can only get so good at it, though, can you? Surely.
Oh yeah. But with that kind of thing, But
I think it's like with ice skating. I think you can only get so good at it. You can only get so good at walking, for instance. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't feel like I can walk any better than I do.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm quite a good walker. Quite strong legs and all that. Do you know what I mean? So. You know, it's like everything, isn't it? Like everything you can think about, can you do it or can you not?
Yeah.
Are you confident? I mean, it's like I learned video editing this year.
True. So,
you know, that's another thing I'm confident that I can do.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's on my list, really. You know, because I did put a number of hours, basically, put my head into it, trying to understand how to make videos.
Yes.
And as you know that I can do that now, can you? You know, and it's easy to me. At first, you saw me doing it, and I thought it was really difficult, wasn't it? And it took me sometimes quite a while
to figure it all out.
Yeah, but now I understand it all. You know,
it's like second nature now.
Yeah, I'm completely confident with it. You know, sometimes I might get a little bit stuck, you know, on something, but really, I'm basically pretty confident. If somebody asked me to do a video for them, I feel that, I'm confident I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you want me to do? You know, I can put subtitles and what, you know, so on. Yeah. But some people can't do it. They got, you know, They've done that.
Yeah.
And how many skills are there in life to learn?
Yeah.
How many different skills really is there to learn? Quite a few really, isn't there?
Quite a few for sure.
I mean, even looking after your house is another one. You know, housekeeping.
Yeah, it's true. Very important too.
But making sure it doesn't get dirty, you know, and I mean, obviously if it gets too dirty, you might be more likely to get disease.
Yeah, sick.
So, you know.
For me, right, there's something therapeutic. It's really, for me personally, there's just something very, very therapeutic about having a clean house, clean environment. Like waking up in the morning and like kitchen's clean, like the house is just clean and tidy. It's like you can just get on with your day. You don't, if you see what I mean, you don't have to worry about getting up and spending an hour washing up and cleaning out, wiping down the kitchen sides and emptying the rubbish and, you know, all this type of shit. Like, it's, you know, wake up and it's done. It's you know.
Well, it's no good getting behind when you've got like 10 bags of rubbish in your house and the washing up like that because you've been watching telly for the last, you know, do you know what I mean?
For a week and a half. Yeah.
You know, don't make you feel any better. You know, I like keeping up with it. And
Same.
Trying to actually go further above if you can, if you sort
above
of
and beyond. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same, mate. It's a great feeling, you know.
You know, like tomorrow, for instance, and the next day and the day after. Yeah, I'm confident that I've got plenty of food and drink here.
Yeah.
I've made sure that I have, if you sort of mean.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I think life's a little bit about getting ahead.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy each day. Really. I mean, after all, you know, I might have said it before in previous shows, the day really does belong to you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like tomorrow, really, I'm quite confident that I'm going to enjoy it. I mean, I've enjoyed myself today.
Yeah.
I really have. I really have enjoyed it today, and like I not always enjoyed life, you know, like I said, when things first happened to me, you know, like when my wife separated, it was very depressing for me, and I sometimes didn't even want to eat and things like that.
You lost a lot of confidence.
It's not just, you know, like when you're focused, you know, like constantly, where's your children, you know, you just, you know, you're used to sort of like putting them in bed, right, next minute you're somewhere else, or whatever, and they're still part of your life even though they're not with you. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of, it's suffering in a kind of way, you know, because I want to be with my children, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
It really hurt me for a number of years, and you can't focus really on being happy. You see, you know, do you know what I mean? Or you know, I mean, I had it lovely, you know, because I had my own house, and I could sometimes sort of finish work or sunbathe in the sun, you know, on a Sunday in my own garden.
Yeah.
And it's the first garden I ever had.
Yeah.
Then suddenly I lost it all, you know, and I was stuck on this beautiful boat. Changed my life completely. Now, I don't think anyone likes change, do they? Anyone. And especially drastic change like that. But sometimes I feel like it was for the better.
Yeah.
It kind of like, one, it taught me a lesson, the biggest lesson of my life: don't get married again. Unless she's a, you know, I think, like I say, my mistake is really just not getting to know her and rushing into it a bit.
Yeah.
If you sort of mean. And I think that's most people's mistake, really.
Yeah.
They rush into it, rush into love. Do it too quickly. You know?
It's lust a lot of the time, mate.
Yeah, before you know, you lose.
It's lust usually, but that's how all relationships start. Don't start with love. People like to talk and say love. It's not love. When you first meet someone and you're both physically attracted to each other, and that's the first spark, and then obviously a bit of flirtation, conversation, a bit of, a bit of flirting or a bit of conversation sparks from that and ends up, you know, starting into a relationship. It's usually lust. That's usually, you know, as much as people might not want to, you know, have not really thought about it much or don't really want to admit it, it's, you know, you might fall in love, you know what I mean? That's normal, that's natural, you know what I mean? If you've got